Hi, this is Raj from HI Hospitality Influencers by Raj Hospitality. Welcome to this fifth episode of mine, which is going to be very interesting, and a very interesting person called George Abraham. We call him as Johnny. Mr. Johnny, actually, he is the managing director of Intersight Tours and Travels. A self-made man. I would like to say a self-made man. He started almost around 3 decades in the hospitality industry. He's in the industry for the last 3 decades. Just started from a very basic, and I have seen him the way he has grown today. He was the president of Kerala Travel Mart for almost 2 years. And then again he was re-elected, and then again he has been in the board of for the hospitality, almost all the consultant boards and the tourism advisor committee, etc. A man, very simple personality. I like him a lot. He's not a kind of an MD who is actually not accessible. He's accessible to everyone. Very simple man and straightforward. That's the most important thing about him, which I like. And he have lots of ideas and lots of thoughts, and very versatile, very experienced man. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy this today's episode of Mr. Johnny. Enjoy yourself, and let's bring a lot of positivity in ourselves, and let's move on. Thank you.
Hi, hello everyone. This is Abraham George. Everybody calls me as Johnny. I am the CMD of Intersight group of companies. We are in the hospitality industries for the last 3 decades. We established the company in 1996, starting as our head office is in Cochin, and now we are pan India presence, and we have overseas offices also. I am also the member in the Advisory Council, National Tourism Advisory Tourism Board, Government of India, as well as member in the Kerala Tourism Advisory Council. And I am the chapter chairman for the Association of Domestic Tour Operators of India, Kerala. I started my career in a very small way as only one staff in Cochin. Then we expanded into other parts of India with different vertical branches. Now we have only 15 branches in India and 3 overseas offices in world over, having 300 more professionals working in this group. And we are the largest operator for South India. And we have been recognized by the Ministry of Tourism as the best operator in the year 16-17, and we could achieve State Tourism Awards for 6 years. All this we could achieve through the hard effort and the contributions and support given my team member. We work as a family, and most of them started their career in this with me and continued with me for the last 20 years. The establishing a business in the Indian market and sustain and survive and success depends upon many factors. When I started in 1995, Kerala was not being that much big marketed, and Kerala's growth story starts from 90s. So I also grow with Kerala Tourism, and now you all know that Kerala is one of the global brands and the top performer in Indian states. And I could also be a part of the Kerala growth, and we specialize in the Indian market, that we are the exclusive or the specialized operator for Kerala, and we expanded our verticals into South India. So when I started my career, I was a newcomer, and I don't have any tourism background. But I have a passion and a the vision that I could make some ventures in the tourism sector, and I had committed and put all my effort and determination to make it successful. To venture and make a business successful, we should have certain commitments, we should have a determination, we should have a goal, and then only we can achieve the target. So entering into the market, when I entered the Indian market, domestic market, there were no big players, or there were no large numbers of people who were promoting Kerala. So I find that there is a space, and I specialize and make a feeling in the Indian market that we are the exclusive or the specialist for the Kerala market. If I would have started the company in Bombay and started selling every product, maybe I could not have been a success. And even for business, we should have some invention and the innovative thinking. So I thought of creating some innovations in the business model. So I observed that during the seasons we find it very difficult to get the connectivity to Kerala. So what I did, I had a serious thinking, why can't we think for chartering some connectivity either by air or by the train to take people, because the season times it is very difficult to get the seats to reach Kerala. At that time the aircraft there was no low aircraft, only the high fly airline and very few airlines. So I could see that the possibility of approaching the railway to have a exclusive coach chartering. The then tourism railway, the railway minister Raj was very kind enough to help me in getting through this process. But the process was very tough. When I approached, he immediately recommended my file to the railway board. The journey or the period of time which I could get it approved, it took 2 years. The railway board itself is a big ocean. So finally, when I got familiarized with some of the officers, he suggested me that there is no possibility of getting exclusively coach or chartering for the private carriers or the private operators. They suggested me to have some tie-up with the government bodies. Then I approached the Kerala Tourism and the KTDC, Kerala Tourism Development Corporation. The then officers, Jayatila, who was the MD of KTDC, and Amitabh Kant, who was the Secretary Tourism, and Dr. Venu was the director at the time. They all extended the support in venturing in this project. So finally I got the approval from the railway board they sanctioned a special exclusively coach for the tourism purpose from Mumbai to Kerala, and parallelly I took one coach from Ahmedabad and one coach from Hyderabad. So that was the first venture, and probably it was the first one. We are the first people to have a chartering like this. And during that time there was no IRCTC. Even railway were not having a plan to start the tourism project. After that they started the IRCTC, and honestly I can claim the patency for the tour operations in the railway. Now IRCTC is one of the biggest corporations in India. So that was my first stepping stone into the Indian market. One advantage, though the first year I incurred a huge loss, because the concept was new and it was taking, and once the course sanctioned, it took I could start only once the season is over. So first year I had a heavy loss, but second year, third year I could establish in the Indian market that we are an official operator partnered by railway and Kerala Tourism and KTDC. That helped me very, very strong support in the Indian market that we are partnering with the government bodies, and that way I can reach to the Indian market very well and establish that we are the only people, or we are the one who can specialize for Kerala. So why I am mentioning in this, when we are into business, unless we have some innovations or some unique point of area, we cannot succeed. Otherwise we will be generalized with everybody. So that way we could enter into the market, and I can proudly say that we are the largest consolidator for South India, and we are bringing around 100,000 clients every year to Kerala, and we have reached the pan India and working with almost 4,000 operators in India for their South Indian part. So thanks to industry and thanks to my team and my whole team working as a family, and we are all so proud that we could be a part of Kerala in my growth part. Now tourism and all the industries, we know that the pandemic COVID has affected the tourism industry as well as all the industries, not only in Kerala, in the whole world. It is just blocked the lifestyle of everybody, and nobody knows when it can recover back. So when it affected January, Kerala was the first place to hit. But one advantage now we can claim is that Kerala is the only one state who can control or sustain from the heavy damages created all over the world. That way Kerala's name has gone world over, and we stand as one of the efficient state who can control the spread of this pandemic. So that itself has created a big brand in the world, that Kerala's protection or care of the healthcare. So one way it has made a big marketing boost for Kerala. So we have to wait till the pandemic is coming down. So hopefully we can expect that the vaccine will be identified by September, and after that people will freely move and these restrictions can be relieved. So till that time we will all have a problem, and it is not only Kerala, our tourism is affected. It's world over, it's affected. So we will come back, because we have seen many calamities like this in 2018, the biggest flood, and the Nipah. Again we have the flood, but Kerala has managed to come back. So we will bounce back, and mostly or properly or positively, if you take, Kerala will be the most advantaged state once the corona is coming to a control. Why? Because the world has witnessed that the capacity or the strength that Kerala has controlling, and how efficiently we are safeguarding our people. So we can say that we are ranked at the best healthcare facilities, the best literacy, and the best social status or social security. Similar way, the government is very actively partnering with the public, which nowhere in the world we can see. The whole world we are having a different view on the Indian culture or the Kerala culture, but it has changed. Now after the COVID is over, we are 100% sure that Kerala will bounce back, and we will boom with very positive business prospects. And I would like to address the new generation or new community that you are all the people who are going to take the society or the world to the next level. So if we are talking about business, or if we are talking about community or any area, education, so we should have a positive and optimistic view, and those who are coming or those who are venturing into any business should have the determination, commitment, innovation, will surely have a successful venture. So I wish all the young generation who is looking the prosperity of coming to the tourism sector. We take Kerala, tourism can be only one area. We have wide area of scope. Now our healthcare can be one of the biggest product which we can market, and we'll have a big future, and wish all the best. Thank you.